everybody. Thanks for tuning in. This shit is awesome. I got this at Valoria Records on Main Street. I think it was like freaking $4. Look at this. It's all beadwork. Bam. Okay. So this is kind of a crazy video because I'm gonna catch a lot of backlash for sure in town. So I'm used to that. It's all good. So talking about Cole Fonseca. So I'm gonna go into. You can search on YouTube Tony and Cole Fonseca, and it's spelled like this. And you can search Tony and Cole Fonseca, and then it'll come up us playing a song together. Fonseca, Fonseck. That's how you spell it. Cole Fonseca. You'll find him. So a little look into the background of Cole Fonseca, extremely gifted musician, extremely gifted. So basically, I knew him a long time ago before he had his accident. I've actually like strummed the guitar while he played the neck of a guitar, and you know, he had this accident. I didn't really know anything about the accident, and I started looking up Illuminati stuff because there were some deaths. My father-in-law was my mentor. He was like a father to me. After I got my divorce, after his stepson ended up leaving me for his boss at the hospital, right after I put him through med school, he was kind of like a father to me. So it was a big deal. I looked into his death because it was very suspicious. Somebody else was killed as well in relation to it. It was a doctor from Santa Barbara who was extremely famous for holistic. She was killed in a Porsche Cheyenne, same way Paul Walker died. So, and it was getting pretty freaky, you know, the whole thing. And I started looking into stuff, and I started getting, because he had told me about MK Ultra in, I think, 2000, maybe 2004 or 5. Maybe even earlier than that, he had told me about MK Ultra and mind control and the government program. And so I was kind of knowing some stuff about. He kept saying that he was just a victim of this gang stalking, and he didn't know if they were ever going to stop, and that it was just getting to be too much. And they talk about him on Coast to Coast one time. But so I started to look into that, and I found out about MK Ultra, Monarch programming, and satanic super soldiers, and reptilians, and it just aliens and angels, and what this 2012 thing was really about, which is what I had originally read it was about. This indigo thing, and so I know it was just. I mean, plus like the guy that's doing the satanic super soldiers saying all the indigos need to die. I mean, it's just this totally crazy thing, and so I started looking into it, and I bought like some T-shirts. And when I bought the T-shirt as anti-Masonic, anti-Mickey Mouse T-shirt that said "No Buena" on it, I realized when I looked up the maker of the shirt that it was actually I was buying this from a Mason, a fourth degree, just graduated past the 3rd degree Mason. So I was like, oh shit. And then had some stuff happen on my Facebook, and then I was like, okay, because I'm not gonna push around by people that wear robes and shit. Like, I'm with Dave Chappelle. Like, these motherfuckers come to my house dressed in robes and shit. I'm gonna give them Halloween candy. I'm not playing like that. That's ridiculous. So they can come talk to me like normal people, but they don't do that. They like approach my stepson at school the next day, the lady from the Order of the Eastern Star. So it was like, oh, okay. So I must be, to me it's like, ooh, I just pushed like a button, right? Like, whoa, what's behind door number 1? And so I started really looking into stuff. And in this, I had to close my Facebook because I had like, 87 friends, and like suddenly I had 600. So I was on there one day, and boom, pops up Cole Fonseca. And he starts telling me that his father is from Spain, and that he is Order of the Sons of Zion, or I forget. But first he told me it was the Order of the Knights of, I forget. It doesn't even matter. It was like just more orders. They're all pretty much the same at the top, you know, which is what you learn, right? So, which is true. And so, but I didn't know this at that point. And so I started looking at that. And then while I was in there looking into some of that stuff, some people were really just like attacking me, just looking into it. And I was like, gosh, what are these people doing? Like, I'm just asking a question. They're like freaking attacking me on YouTube. It's like my first time on YouTube. So I'm like, what is wrong with these people? Because people are crazy on YouTube. So I was just like, wow. And that got me more interested in it. So I started looking in deeper, and then, you know, I really got into looking into the reptilians and the blood and the plasma, just everything, all this weird shit. And so one day my husband and I would go to sushi, and in pops Cole, and it's like every seat at the sushi bar is full. And he comes to sit next to us, and I said, "You know, sit next to us." And it's crazy because he like comes to sit down, and one of the ladies who works at the Lunchbox Cafe, she's like, "Oh my God, it's Cole Fonseca! Yay, Cole Fonseca! Yay!" And I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me," because right before this happened, I'm speaking, and this is like a highly Christianized town. So I'm having a conversation with him on the internet where we're actually just messaging, we're just talking back and forth, and he tells me that a week before his accident is when he performed, he opened for B.B. King, and Prince was in the front row, and he really wanted to get famous, and so he did the crossroads ceremony where you do the ritual, you do the blood coagulation, you cut your hand. He like went through every single little step on how to do the ritual, which I thought was strange. He went through every little step. It was like, almost like I felt like he was trying to give it to me, like he thought like I'm hard up to be like a famous musician, which I'm not. So I was just like, that's weird to think I'm like gonna sell my soul to like what? I mean, what happened for you? Did it work out? No. And then he tells me, don't ever forget that of all the magics, the most powerful is voodoo. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I've heard. So, and I'm just like, this is kind of weird, I thought now I'm learning like voodoo, Egyptian magic, it's all pretty much the same. So I'm like, that's kind of weird that he would tell me that whole thing. But then he says immediately after he did that thing, 7 days later, that is when, I don't know all the dates and this stuff. This is just what he told me, and I deleted my account, like I said, so I can't go back there and read it all. But he said that basically he was dead for 30 minutes. The media was not allowed to cover it, and he woke up in a body bag on the way to the morgue. And he did this thing, and he flew out the windshield of a car at 120 miles an hour, so he says. And and if you don't believe this part of my story, you're welcome to type in Cole, that's with a C, Cole Fonseca, Lazarus. Okay, and what this voodoo is called Lazarus syndrome. If you watch Supernatural, they talk about it in Supernatural. But he has a video called Lazarus, and he will tell you about this incident. So while he's supposedly dead, Jesus appears to him. They're on a bus, and Jesus appears to him, and he's got flames in his eyes and a flaming sword. And this is the thing about this town and Christians that just drives me crazy. Like my brothers and sisters, I think they're like, I want to shake the shit out of them because I just think like, you guys wake the fuck up. Like you can't believe everything someone tells you just because they put Jesus' name on it and you're so hungry for a miracle. You can't just accept everything if it's Jesus and reject everything else because it's not. That's really weird. Really psycho. It's really weird. It's like narcissist. I mean, it's everything. It's like really everything to be in that state of mind. But in any case, people will accept this story around here because they're just they want to hear about Jesus doing something so wonderful. And so he tells a story that Jesus took a fiery sword, jabbed him in the side, and he has a wound about that big. I don't know if you can see, but that, about that big, where he said it's a burn scar and there was no fire. No fire. And there is a burn scar, and that Jesus said, I'm going to give you another chance, son. And I think that that's like that thing that Christians want to hear, like, oh, yes, it must have been him. The second chance Jesus. Like, I don't believe in a second chance Jesus. I really don't. So the Jesus that I believe in is a warrior, a fierce warrior. He is kind, he knows love, but he's a fierce warrior. And he's not no second chance, and he's not a pussy either. Like, that's what I think. Like, I've felt that for a long time. There's a whole bunch of Jesus' life missing that you don't know about because they don't want you to know that he's an ass kicker. And I've thought that. I just instinctively have known that for a long time. But in any case, he stabs him, Jesus, because, if Jesus does something to you, of course he leaves a burn scar, right? So he has like a burn scar now that he can show people, so now Christians have their proof. And it's like, they propagate this story around town, they don't stop once to investigate, are these symptoms of something else? And there is only one other thing that adds up to this, especially when you learn about the hospital having an underground tunnel to the Masonic Lodge here in town. And I mean, there's all sorts of ties to these people and helicopters. So I'm listening to this story. He says he was dead for 30 minutes. He woke up in a body bag on the way to the morgue. That's what he says. And while he's out, all this stuff with Jesus is happening. And now he he woke up and he's back. But he has the arm where he cut himself. See, that's paralyzed now. Because Jesus doesn't give 100%. It's like, I don't believe in that Jesus. Like, that's what I believe too. Like Yeshua, whatever you want to say, even Yahushua, both of them, I would say, if they were to come and heal you, that you won't be walking around like a new doe with some like wobbly legs, that you be jumping up and down like you got, fully healed, not like the Maitreya. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, you can do your own research into that. So I started doing a lot of research into Alex Collier, and Alex Jones talks about it. David Icke talks about it. I think maybe Kathy O'Brien might talk about it. But definitely Jordan Collier? No, Jordan Collier is from the 4 to 400. Alex Collier and Phil Schneider. That's what it was, Phil Schneider. Basically what they do is it's a machine that leaves a burn mark about that big, where they can actually, they kill you with it slowly and take away this human soul essence. Like your soul leaves. So like the spirit, the brain, memories, everything remains, but the soul is then replaced with a soul of a different origin, or what you would say a demonic soul, or a jinn soul or an alien soul or whatever. And so everything remains the same, but the soul has a different agenda, so the person is different. And I mean, some people go from being like really crazy and kind of like out of control people, not being able to keep jobs, being who they are, and then literally having this done to them and just changing like overnight and becoming really successful and very calm and orderly and things like that because they've had this done to them. But you can look into it. It's basically it used to take about 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours to do it to somebody. They've got it down to about 20 minutes to an hour now, from what I've heard, and then possibly even faster. So, but this is, some of the older technology, but what he's describing is exactly what's going on. And I'm not here to talk shit about people. I'm not trying to get on here. I could say a lot more about Cole Fonseca in his personal life that I'm not saying, because I'm not here to talk bad or attack anybody. I'm just here to say the people that have this done to them don't know what was done to them. Like, he may really believe that these things happen like with Jesus and stuff. You know what I'm saying? He was not a man of God before this happened, and he's not a man of God now. So I'm just saying, like, these people don't know what happened to them. I'm not trying to talk shit. I'm just saying that things are happening around here. I will do more videos on the reanimation and the helicopters, but just keep an open mind. I'm not trying to like bash Cole or anything, but he did a voodoo ceremony. He spilled his blood. He went to the crossroads. He did the whole damn thing. And then he gets thrown. His best friend fucking dies in the car accident. Then he has like a tribute concert, which is like the best concert he's ever had. So I'm just saying, like, it's awfully fucking Hollywood, for him to be doing that. And then it's like every time I talk to him, he has the same story about, it's almost like he's reliving the same day over and over again. And I wonder is he reliving the same day over and over again? Because every time I talk to him, he tells us the same thing, something different. Like he'll say, "Oh, I love to do music for God" and stuff like that. But it's like, I mean, you have to watch the Lazarus video. He'll tell you about what happened to him, and it's in the song. Got fire in my eyes, he like does this whole thing. So check it out, Cole Fonseca, Lazarus. But this is someone here in this town who's someone who I know is connected to this occult. Flat out said, "We made Cole Fonseca. We made Cole Fonseca." And I was like arguing because back then I didn't know about this stuff. This was like a year ago. I didn't know about this stuff. So I was like, you can't say you made Cole Fonseca. I was all sticking up for him. Like, that full practice all the time. He had a natural talent. Like, you're not the one who practiced on the guitar. You're not the one who had to learn everything. You're not the one who had to practice. You're not the one that goes on stage and has to perform. You're not the one, dude. You're the one that sits at home and gets drunk and tells people that you made that person when you didn't make shit. I'm all sticking up for him. And I'm thinking, maybe they did make him. Maybe I don't know what the hell. Maybe I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. Maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about now. But I can tell you this: that's a story that he tells. He has a burn scar that he shows people. Other people that are connected to people around here know that he was dead for a half hour, and that the media was not allowed to cover it. The media was not allowed to cover it. Okay, and they were freaked. Everybody was freaked out. He said. So think about that. That's all I'm saying. I don't have anything personally, I guess, against Cole Fonseca or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, there's some weird shit going around by Celia. Everybody knows it. We all know that there's something going on. You know, it's like fucking Amityville around here. So if you know any weird stories about that, about people, that's just the story I choose to tell you because it's related to YouTube videos that he made about the story that you can see for yourself. And you can also go and see us playing on stage together, knowing that I know him. So that's why I tell you to go see those videos. But there's about three or four other people, maybe four, but three people that I know have people that have had this done to them in their lives. So you know, check out Alex Collier, Earth Secrets, Alien Earth, Earth History. Oh, Alien Earth History. Yeah, Alex Collier, Collier. Okay, thanks.